Yeah, hello there. Chuck A here, Mr. Nito, whatever you want to call me. Yeah, I'm finally home from Las Vegas. I came back from the weekend over there. I went to see Kelly Clarkson's residency show out there. It was awesome. She, has a really good crew there, good musicians. Everything that was done there was actually live. There was no tracks or anything like that. Not like some concerts they have. They'll use like the backing tracks and stuff like that for for like music or something like that. There's nothing of that. It was all live studio musicians. It was called the what was it uh, uh, I guess secret I guess the studio sessions. That's what it's called, studio sessions. But yeah, she really did put on a good show. She put on a 2 hour show. She started about 8:05. It was scheduled to start at 8 o'clock, and then she finished up about 5 or 10 minutes after 10. It was really good. Like I said, it was a really good show. She did about 21 songs. 3 of them were actually encores. The last 3 she did were her newer songs that or actually one was one of her main songs, Since You Be Gone, which was full of audience participation. But she released a new single on Friday called "I'd Be Lyin'," and she did that one just before "Since You Be Gone," and the one before that she did was "Where Have You Been." Those like the last the "Where Have You Been" and "I'd Be Lying" are like the 2 most recent tracks that she's released under her album, or actually out of her record label. But she started off the set with a song called "Me," and then she did a song called "Walk Away." Mostly, unfortunately, I don't remember. I only heard maybe a couple songs here and there, but. Most of these I have not heard, but she did an awesome job last night. But she started off singing a song called "Me," then she did a song called "Walk Away." Next was "Heat," "Dance with Me." Then "Behind These Hazel Eyes." Then "Heartbeat Song" is after that, followed by "Breakaway." Next one was "Didn't I." Next one was after that was "Because of You." After that was "Beautiful Disaster." That was a nice song. She did a really good job on. Like I said, she did a good job on a lot of these all these songs. This is my first time seeing her in concert, and so she basically met and exceeded my expectations of what I was going to see there, or what to expect. So then we had like the "Beautiful Disaster." Then she did a song called "Piece by Piece," followed by "Miss Independent," "Take You High," "Tightrope," "Would You Call That Love," "Favorite Kind of High," "My Life Would Suck Without You." Then "Stronger," "What Doesn't Kill You." Then she came into her last. After that, she did like a wardrobe change and went from just the ordinary like jeans and t-shirt that she was wearing, and got into I guess the black outfit she was wearing before, like a bodysuit kind of thing. And that's when she sang "Where Have You Been," "I'd Be Lying," and then "Since You've Been Gone." And "Since You've Been Gone," everybody was just like it was just like a big audience participation on that one. She the whole place was just jumping like that. She was and I found her in this concert to be everything she was like, or everything she is on her show, where she was funny, totally 100% human, down to earth. She at times gave a little TMI out, because because she made reference to that Taco Bell thing from the night before, I guess, where she said, she felt kind of bloated or whatever. Maybe she thought maybe she was getting the same thing there, but I guess she said she felt fine that night when I saw her last night. So, but yeah, she did a hell of a good job there. She she owned the crowd. I think she really worked the crowd. She made a lot of eye contact and worked the crowd. Made contact with the audience and everything, acknowledging everybody. um, Even one guy I think in the audience wanted her to draw him a heart so he can make a tattoo of it, or put a tattoo on his on him for from a tattoo that she drew. And she did that, and then just after that, some lady in the audience was in the general admission area right below the stage. I guess she had a tattoo of her eyes, like just from like the nose and eyes and eyebrows. And she was impressed. She said, "Man, that was a good artist who did that." But yeah, so she put on one hell of a good show there. I would recommend it to a lot of people. If you've never seen Kelly in person, in concert, go see her. She does a really good job. This is, like I said, this is called the Studio Sessions. It was the stage was kind of made up to look like a studio as well as possibly like a living room, just about, like everybody just kicking back, whatever else. And they had a couple of drummers in there. They had bass player, basically her band that was that's on the show. They were there playing for three people on horns. They had a mini orchestra, cellos and violins and stuff like that. So they played for her. Let's see. I guess her backup singer Jessie, she was there as well. Well, three other people. So, but they all just really did a really good job there and kicking some butt in the whole thing. The only, for me, I'm 61 years old, but sometimes the thing kind of got loud for me, but it wasn't necessarily the music itself. It was more or less the kick drum from the drummer. Either the music or either the sound person had it up too high or something, but it just kind of drowned out most of the music. I couldn't even hardly hear some of the musicians on the stage as far as like guitarists and stuff like that. But other than that, it was a really good show, and like I said, I would recommend it to anybody. In fact, I wouldn't mind going back again, but just gotta find the time and the money to do it. So the only drawback for me was when I left the place. I parked over at Ceasar's, and it was kind of pricey to park there. And it took me about, I want to say about 15 minutes or so just to get out. And then ended up going on a different path. And, instead of hitting Las Vegas Boulevard, I ended up on Frank Sinatra, actually on Sammy Davis Jr. Boulevard. And, but I kind of recognize some of the areas because I've been back that way before. So, but I would recommend her show to anybody. If you want to check out Studio Sessions, look it up. On the Kelly Clarkson webpage or Ticketmaster, and try and find tickets. I don't know how much general admission tickets were, but that same area when I looked at it on Ticketmaster, they were like $1,000 tickets right there for that area. But that was probably just for Ticketmaster. I don't know about if you bought them in someplace else. Other than that, yeah, I would say check it out. Look forward to that. Try and see if you can get tickets for the show. I would recommend it to anybody. I don't know how much longer her residency will be there for, but it's usually like on Friday nights and Saturday nights, and so I picked the weekend that I was off, so I went out there and just had a good time there. I stayed at Stamstown like I normally do, but I looked into Ceasar's, and they were kind of expensive to stay there. I looked at Harrah's across the street in Westgate. They were a little lower, but not much more. I forgot all about the Flamingo, which is right across. I could just easily, like I said, at Harrah's or Flamingo, I could probably just walk across and just made it like that and avoid all the traffic. But yeah, she did a great job last night. Like I said, I would recommend it to anybody. I would say, check it out. Check her out. If you like her show and stuff like that, you'll like her. The studio sessions here. Full orchestration. There's no tracks, no nothing. It's just all live performances, and it's just really really good. And other than that, whether I don't know if she's going to see this or not, but I'll say thank you, Kelly, for such a great show last night. But also thank you for the 7 seasons you had on NBC for the Kelly Clarkson show. My best wishes for you in the future. Hopefully we get to see you again in concert again sometime soon. So until then, my name is Chuck Gay, aka Mr. Nito. Have a great day, have a great evening, whichever time zone you may be in, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye bye.